Words have the power to both reflect and create realities. But whose words have the most power? A lot of the time, children's books that feature disabled characters are written by non-disabled authors writing outside of their own experiences, through what can be referred to as the abled gaze. Through this lens, disability narratives are constructed for the comfort, pleasure, or benefit of the implied non-disabled reader. And harmful stereotypes can be perpetuated or even introduced to children for the first time. This can lead the children who read these stories to internalise inauthentic and irresponsible depictions of disability. But things are changing. Now more than ever, readers are seeking stories that reflect themselves and the people around them. And the number of disabled people in publishing is also rising. So as the publishing industry catches up, there are a growing number of resources being developed to help writers craft disabled characters. You'll find advice like avoid harmful tropes and get readers to empathise, which can be valuable. But there's one problem. A lot of the advice available assumes that the writers seeking the advice are not disabled. And so the advice available lacks the nuance of how to support disabled writers. My practice-led research looks to bridge this gap and support disabled authors. One of the issues I've identified is the disabled writer's struggle when writing children's fiction to find a balance between writing authentically and writing responsibly, while considering the impact of their writing on themselves, so their own well-being, their privacy, on their young readers, so is the writing accessible, age-appropriate, and socially responsible, and crucially, on the wider disabled community. What's the impact of the story beyond the readers? This three-pronged approach forms the foundation of my thesis. I'm writing an adventure book for 9 to 12-year-olds with disabled protagonists as a disabled writer myself, exploring these three elements and how they may overlap. In writing my novel, reflecting on my process and speaking with other disabled writers, I aim to develop creative writing techniques and considerations to help disabled children's authors better navigate this challenging balancing act. While I hope that my research might also be useful for non-disabled writers, centering disabled writers is key, particularly when looking at authenticity and lived experience. If we want more children's books to feature authentic and responsibly depicted disabled characters, then we must equip disabled writers with the tools to feel safe to reflect their realities and empowered to create new ones that disrupt the ableist status quo. Thank you.